What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Color Nation Media, bringing you another episode of Pokemon Y. Today's episode is number 33, and we are going to be exploring Anistar City, taking on the gym leader here in Anistar, and then we're going to be getting into a little bit of a conflict with Team Flare later on in the episode. If we make it that far, I'm not sure if we will, but we'll see how things go. Anyway, before we get into it, as I'm talking to this guy, he's, just telling us about Yveltal. If you have X version, it would be Xerneas, and so on and so forth. But anyway, the like goal for this video is going to be 50 likes, so if we can meet that, that would be absolutely fantastic. So do not forget to click that thumbs up button because it does help out a lot. Now, let's listen to what this guy has to say. He says that Yveltal just absorbs the life force of things after its lifespan is over, and its lifespan is 1,000 years, so it lives kind of a long time. Back 3,000 years ago, the Kalos region was engulfed in a terrible war. According to the stories, a Pokemon appeared and stole the life force of countless living beings. Some people suspect the Pokemon that appeared was Yveltal, but there's no way to know. Maybe they're just using a legendary Pokemon as a metaphor for war and pestilence, which is always possible, right? But who doesn't like a good story about destruction and war and death and gore and all of that stuff? No rhyme intended, by the way. So apparently it goes back to hide in the mountain somewhere after it absorbs the life force of living things, and I guess that allows it to continue living on. Don't really know. Anyway, this girl mentioned something about Team Flare and crazy red outfits and all that stuff. I really want to call Team Flare Team Plasma all the time. I don't know why my mind is just stuck on Gen 4 right now, but I guess I just really want to play the games. I must be going through like withdrawal because I actually haven't played in a couple of years. So, for most of the years that Gen 4 has been out, since I guess when did it start? 2007. I would play it like multiple times a year, and it's been a couple of years now, so I don't know, maybe I'm just going through withdrawals. It's just coming out now for whatever reason. There's the gym to our right. We're going to go right past that, though, because we do have to battle Serena, and we're going to wait on that for now. We're going to go see the sundial and see the center part of Anistar City. There's not really much to see. We will be coming back here later on because it has some things to do with Mega Evolution that we don't really have to worry about at this point, but it will have some meaning later on. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say about that. And there's no items or anything, so I guess we are good to go, and we're ready for the gym. So Serena's going to come up here, and she's going to be challenging us to a battle, and she is quite a bit stronger this time around, so we are not going to take her lightly, nor are we going to take anyone in this gym or the gym leader lightly, because the trainers are getting significantly more difficult now as we're approaching the end of the game. Anyway, she's going to start off with Meowstic. We've got Golurk out here, and that is the main reason that I want to Golurk in the front of my party, because we have a type advantage. She always starts off with Meowstic. So there's the Psychic. That does okay damage. Actually, not really. But Shadow Punch is just going to straight up one-shot this poor little kitty cat. Down it goes. We get a decent amount of experience. Haxorus is actually going to grow up to level 52, which is fantastic. Vaporeon is coming out next. I don't know if we have seen this yet on her team. We may have, and I may just be brain farting. But nonetheless, we're going to switch into Haxorus here because we really don't have anything else that wants to do a lot to a Vaporeon at this point. So out comes the Haxorus. It's at level 52, and it's going to be doing a crap ton of damage to this level 44 Vaporeon, even though Vaporeon is very, very bulky. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go for a Dragon Claw as the Vaporeon quick attacks, and that does a total of about 9 HP. Dragon Claw is not quite enough to take this thing out because, as I mentioned, Vaporeon is just so bulky. Another quick attack is coming our way that does absolutely nothing, and Dragon Claw is going to finish off this Vaporeon, so that's two Pokemon out of the way pretty freaking quickly, if I do say so myself. Chestnut is going to be her starter, and that's coming out next. We have a couple of options here. I'm going to say that we're going to get Whiskers some action, because Whiskers was in the PC for the longest time. While we did the whole Frost Cavern thing, Whiskers was on the sidelines, and that's not cool, so we're bringing him out now. Take on this Chestnut, which is at level 46. This is our highest level Pokemon, so we don't have to worry about anything stronger than this. Flamethrower just takes out the Chestnut in one hit because Chestnut is bulky, but most of its bulk is on the physical side, so it can't take special attacks too well, especially super effective ones. Absol is going to be our last Pokemon. It's at level 44, and we're going to stay in here and go for a Hyper Voice with Whiskers, get him some more experience, all of that good stuff. All of that good stuff. Absol obviously cannot take that because Absol is a pretty frail Pokemon. So, she has a pretty well-balanced team as far as typing goes, and she has 2 more defensive-ish Pokemon and 2 offensive-ish Pokemon, but it's not enough to even take out one of ours. So, Serena is done for, and she is going to heal up our Pokemon, so at least we don't have to trek all the way back to the Pokemon Center. Not that it's that far away, but still. So, we're going to be going up against a Psychic-type gym here, and that is kind of good for us because we do have the Golurk, so we should have a type advantage on a majority of these Pokemon. So I'm really not worried at all. And look at that! Look at that effect! That is so cool. The room just kind of like disperses, and now we're on these like weird psychic energy platform things, or walkways, I guess. I don't know, psychic sidewalks? Can't think of what else they would be. Anyway, our first opponent is starting off with an Executor. In fact, this is his only Pokemon, and we have Golurk out here. Executor does have pretty decent physical defense, so I don't know if a Shadow Punch is going to one-shot this thing, but we're going to give it a try, because why not? Why not? And it does still one-shot this Executor, so that is great. Golurk almost grows up to level 51, but not quite. Aurorus and Calpay II growing up to level 53, so our team is making some progress here. Definitely. I don't know what level I don't know what level the gym leader is going to be at, so I'm a little bit concerned, but not really that concerned, because Golurk should be able to take care of a majority of her Pokemon. So let's see what is up here. Absolutely nothing! So that was a waste of time. We should have just stepped on the teleporter when I saw it. I don't know, I felt like it was too good to be true. So it looks like downwards is going to be the way to go here, and we're back on another greenish platform, and we're going to go downwards again. And this path is pretty clear. Back to another little transporter thing, or teleportation device, whatever you want to call it. Should be a trainer coming up here soon, I would think. Was that the wrong way? It was the wrong way. I had a bad feeling as soon as I started to walk that way. This way has a trainer, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's the wrong way. Sometimes they force you to battle trainers because the game can be mean like that. But yeah, we're going up against Psychic Harry, who has a Medicham, and that's going to be his only Pokemon. We have Golurk. This Medicham should outspeed us, especially because it's only 4 levels behind us, but we should be able to one-shot it. He's going to go for the Psych Up, which is just silliness because he outspeeds, and I'm not using any moves that's going to, you know, raise my stats or anything like that. Maybe he was, like, trying to steal an Iron Defense? I don't know. The AI is silly sometimes. Shadow Punch does take out this Medicham in one hit, and Golurk and Whiskers are both going to grow up to level 51. Whiskers is trying to learn Incinerate, but of course we're not going to teach that to him. Although its base power was increased this generation, I still don't think it's a very viable move, even in-game, really. So we're going to pass up on that. We already have Flamethrower and Hyper Voice, and that's really all that Pyroar needs to be effective. You could also teach it Dark Pulse, I guess, but its move pool really isn't that big. I mean, it doesn't really get much else. Maybe Solar Beam, but that's not a good in-game move to be using. And even competitively, Sun support for a Pyroar is kind of hard to come by, especially in NU, when Drought is illegal. Now, I'm just kind of rambling here. We're up against another trainer, Psychic Arthur. He has a Reuniclus. And again, only one Pokemon. So these trainers, I don't know. I don't know how you get into the 7th gym and only have one Pokemon. That's crazy. But we do outspeed because Reuniclus is slow as balls. And Shadow Punch just straight up takes this Reuniclus down. And we do get over 2,000 experience points for that, so that is fantastic. We get a decent amount of money as well. And we are just blowing through this gym at supersonic speeds. So we're going to be past this gym, and we can get into the Team Flare conflict definitely this episode. So that's pretty cool. Productive episodes are always fun. Now, do we have to battle that trainer? I don't know if that is even a thing, because I kind of just want to skip that trainer. Kind of do. Oh, we have to battle this trainer. Well, I guess we didn't have to. We could have went the other way. but we're going to battle her anyway, so there you go. Hex Maniac Melanie, again with the one Pokemon thing happening. Gardevoir is her Pokemon of choice. Psychic Fairy type, trying to keep that in my brain here because I keep forgetting that Gardevoir is now Fairy type, and I want to use Dark type moves on it all the time, and that's just not a good idea. Not a good idea. Switching Dark type Pokemon into Gardevoir is never a good idea. But we're going to go for the Heavy Slam here because it is super effective because of that Fairy typing, and Gardevoir's physical defense is pitiful. So it goes down in one hit. Shinobi growing up to level 53, even though it's done absolutely nothing in like the last 3 episodes. He's just been kind of sitting on the sidelines. In fact, most of my team has done nothing in the last couple of episodes because Golurk was so far behind that we needed to just basically use him in every battle to get him to catch up. And we actually already made it to the gym leader, so that is pretty cool. I guess all the trainers in this gym just only have one Pokemon. That makes things go by so much faster. A ritual to decide your fates. The battle begins. Oh, that was dramatic. Actually, that was very anticlimactic, I have to say. So versus Olympia, let's do it. Let us do it. She's going to start off with Sigilif. And that is going to be Psychic Flying. We have Golurk out here, and I don't think this thing can do a whole lot to us, so we can just go for a Shadow Punch. It's a safe move. Reflect. Alright, not bad at all. So this might not kill now with that Reflect up. No, it still does a good 80%, and we should be able to take it out this turn, but not before getting hit with a Psychic, and that really doesn't do as much as I thought it was going to. This thing's only at level 44, so I feel like it should have been higher than that. But the Sigilif goes down, we get a decent amount of experience for that, and Meowstic is coming out next. I don't know if we can one-shot that with the Reflect up. Should we try? Should we try to one-shot it, or should we switch in something else and let something else get some experience? We're still kind of behind with Golurk, but you know what? We're going to switch it to Haxorus because why not? I really love using this Haxorus. I really, really do. So out comes the Meowstic. It is female because it's a female gym leader, so normally the genders match. Normally, they don't always. Fake Out is coming our way, so we're going to flinch and not be able to move this turn, which is a bit unfortunate, but we can go for an X-Scissor, and we burned a turn of Reflect, so that's great. X-Scissor just does a little bit over half. Calm Mind is what this thing is going for, so it's setting up all over us. That is not cool. So its special defense and special attack are going to raise, but we outspeed. So I'm not too worried about it. X-Scissor is going to finish off the Meowstic, and the Reflect should be wearing off, I think, next turn. If I am counting turns correctly, which I may not necessarily be doing. I think it has one more turn, though. I don't know. I don't know. You can't rely on me to count anything. Look, the Reflect ends this turn. Apparently I couldn't count. Thought it was only 4 turns. Slowking is going to be our last Pokemon. So, Slowking has very good special defense. So, what are we going to do? We're going to go into a special attacker because why not? Slowking can't do a whole lot to Aurora's because I don't think it really gets any water-type moves. Nothing to really be afraid of, that is. I mean, I know you can teach it Scald and Surf and that kind of thing, but I don't think an in-game team-ish gym leader thing is going to be having those kinds of moves. So we're going to T-Wave it because we really need to make this thing slow. But apparently Slowking has Power Gem. That's super effective. That's not cool. So let's switch out. So that was kind of a mistake. I don't know why I did that. I don't know. I'm just being silly. Switch into Golurk here, and it's actually paralyzed and cannot move. So the Hax is real right now, but we're going to go for a Shadow Punch. That might be enough to take this thing out in one hit. Yeah, we should have just went into the Golurk to begin with, but at least we get Aurora some nice experience from that battle as we get 1,667 apiece. Not bad. But that was a very, very easy gym battle. Golurk basically did all of the work for us. And we're going to get a very kooky looking badge. What is the name of this badge? It's just called the Psychic Badge. Okay, so that's not very creative at all. But we are going to receive TM04, which is Calm Mind, increases special attack and special defense, has some use in-game, has some use competitively, all of that stuff. So it's just, overall, it's a pretty good move. And Olympia is feeling pretty humble because we defeated her very easily, so she gives us a shortcut back to the front of the gym. And somebody's talking to us. Who is it? Oh, it's Serena. I think I'll challenge you to a daily battle when this trip is all said and done. Okay. Seems like the neighborly thing to do. Let's have a rematch. Battling tough trainers is the best way to go and get better and all that stuff. What could this be? Oh, we're getting something on our little hologram thingamajig. It's Lysandre. Pokemon trainers, I come to you by the Holocaster to make an important announcement. What could this be about? Listen well. Team Flare will revive the ultimate weapon, eliminate everyone who isn't in our group. Jeez. And return the world to a beautiful, natural state. Unproductive fools are consuming our future. If nothing changes, the world will become ugly and conflicts will raise the land from end to end. I repeat, we will use the ultimate weapon and wipe the slate clean. I'm sorry, those of you who are not members of Team Flare, but this is adieu to you all. So he's basically just going to kill everybody because he feels like it. He feels like humanity is just ugly right now. And he I guess, just wants to make it nicer. He wants to make it a more beautiful thing. You know, we want to live in a beautiful world, and I guess he just has a passion for that, and his way of going about that is just killing everybody. I don't know if that's the answer, so we probably should stop him. Probably. So, Serena gave us the idea to head on over to Lumiose City, because there is that cafe that Lysandre likes in Magenta Plaza. So that is a good idea to go check out. I guess this Black Belt's dialogue has not changed even with all that stuff, so maybe he doesn't have a holocaster and he just decided to not eavesdrop on our conversation. That was very noble of you, Mr. Black Belt. Before we do anything, though, before we get involved in any of this mess that's going on with Team Flare and Lysandre and ultimate weapons and destruction and blowing up and explosions and all that kind of stuff, we're going to heal our Pokemon because we did just have a gym battle. I don't know if we even got hit, but oh no, we got hit by a fake out at the very least. So that is the thing. And a power gem. Yeah, we took all kinds of damage. It was serious business. Serious business. We do need Fly, though, so I'm going to have to put something in the box for now. So I guess we'll just put Lucario in there because it's just really not that big of a deal. We need our HM slave, the trusty Hawlucha, which I did not nickname because I could not think of a decent one. Other than, like, I've seen a lot of Hawluchas named, like, Rey Mysterio and that kind of stuff. It's like, that's cool, but it's not really original when everybody's naming their Pokemon that. So, I don't know. Let's go ahead and fly on over to Lumiose City, which I still really badly want to call Castelia City, and that's not even Gen 4. I don't know what's going on with me, but yeah, I don't know. I want to call it Castelia City all the time. I really, really do. So we're going to go back to the PC here because I don't know that I want to just bring Hawlucha into this Team Flare battle situation. So we're going to put Whiskers up at the front and put Lucario back in our party so we are ready for any challenges that are going to be coming our way. I could stop the episode here because we are over 18 minutes at this point, but that would not be any fun. We want to get things started. And I don't think you guys would mind if we're closer to like 20 or 25 minutes as far as this episode goes. So that's what we're going to do. Get more stuff done. Before we can enter the area that we need to be in, though, we have to talk to these servers or waiters, and they are actually going to battle us because they work for Team Flare. Surprise, surprise. This guy's starting off with a Scrafty. It's his only Pokemon, but a Scrafty is nothing to mess around with. It's a very powerful Pokemon. It's at level 46. And I don't know that I can one-shot this, but I'm going to try. We're going to go for a Flamethrower. Scrafty's pretty bulky, though. And it does survive. Thankfully, he goes for the Facade, which does absolutely nothing because he does not have any status conditions. I was really hoping that he was not going to go for a Fighting-type move because that would have ruined poor Whiskers' day. Another Hyper Voice there. Finishes off the Scrafty, and we get okay experience from that. Not as much as I thought we were going to. And we have one more battle before we can enter the hideout. He'll find out the password to the hidden door in this cafe is Open Sesame. That's a lame password, have to say. It's like having your password be password. Come on. Come up with something original. Liepard, however you want to say it. I say it different every time, but that is our opponent's Pokemon. Level 46. Just like the Scrafty, we should be able to one-shot this, though, because Liepard is pretty frail. And by pretty frail, I mean very frail, so it just straight up dies to that flamethrower. Whiskers growing up to level 52 there, so that is a good time. And yeah, that's going to be the battle. So that really didn't take that much effort at all. 3 attacks and we're done with 2 battles, so I'd say that's pretty good. So the hidden door is going to be right here behind this mysterious, vibing piece of furniture. And we say open sesame, and look at that, just like that, it's magic. The door just opens, slides across the floor, and we are at Lysandre Labs. Welcome, here's Lysandre himself. This world will eventually reach the point of no return. Saving the lives of all is impossible. Only the chosen ones will obtain a ticket to tomorrow. You mean Team Flare? They're the only chosen ones. Do you want to have a ticket, or do you want to stop me? Show me in battle. So how would we show you exactly? Why can't we just tell you? That's kind of strange. But, yeah, we're just thrown right into a battle against Team Flare's boss, Lysandre. And he's going to start off with Mien Fu. Unevolved, so really not that big of a deal for us right now. It's at level 45. We can go for Hyper Voice or Flamethrower. I'll just go for the Hyper Voice, and that should take this thing out, because even when it evolves Mien Xiao, just the whole line is very frail, and you can pretty much one-shot it with anything. Doesn't have to be a super effective move necessarily. Aurora's growing up to level 54 there, so jumping a little bit ahead of the rest of the party. Gyarados is next in line, and I do not believe that I have anything that has an electric-type move, so that could be an issue. But we're going to go into Aurora's here, because I feel like that's my best switch at this point. And I just, well, not necessarily my best switch, but I wanted to do some work. Kind of mistakenly threw it in there against the gym leader earlier. I do have T-Wave, which that's really not going to do me a whole lot of good. Iron Head is 4 times effective. Somehow we survive, but we flinch. Ancient Power would not have killed anyway. This thing outspeeds me. It's at level 49. We're just going to let Aurora's go down here because I don't really want to switch anything into this. I was not expecting Iron Head on this Gyarados, I have to say. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Alright. Well, apparently Lysandre means business right here, so let's switch into the Haxorus, because we can play that game too. We don't have any electric-type moves, but we can start doing some damage. So let's go ahead and go for a Dragon Claw. We are not intimidated, so we should be able to do a decent amount of damage, well over half. He has the Outrage, and that's going to hurt. Ouch. We barely survived that with 36 HP. Lysandre is just taking it to our team right now. He's just leveling us. We're able to finish the Gyarados off, thankfully, with another Dragon Claw, but not before taking extreme amounts of damage. Murkrow is going to be his next Pokemon. So I'm really not worried about that, because Murkrow is, again, just about as frail as Mien Fu, so we can go for a Dragon Claw here. This thing's only at level 45, it should just die to that, and it does. So that is one more Pokemon out of the way. We'll see what his last Pokemon is. I think it's Pyroar, actually. Yep, it's going to be the Pyroar. And we can go into, I guess, Golurk. Or, no, let's go into Shinobi. Shinobi has not been in a battle for what seems like forever. So I want to see it do something. It's just been sitting on the sidelines, growing levels, basically just being a leech. And we want it to pull its own weight here. So we're going to bring it in. We're going to outspeed this Pyroar. Definitely go for the Surf. This thing's at level 47. These are some high-level Pokemon. We get the crit on the Pyroar, but that means absolutely nothing because it would have died to a Surf from a Greninja anyway. Galpay the second, our beloved Lucario, is going to grow up to level 54, I think it said. I skipped over that pretty fast. But Lysandre is done for this first time, and he is no pushover. He is no pushover. He did some crazy amounts of damage to our team. You are here to stop me. Yeah, no crap. But I ask you to wait. I try to save people and the world with the profit from this lab, but my efforts had no effect. The world was just too vast and too full of fools that I couldn't save through my hard work alone. That's why I decided the only way to save the world was to take it all for myself. Oh, you greedy bastard. I don't expect that I will ever make you understand how I think and feel. Try to stop the ultimate weapon if you must, but to do so you will have to explore our lab and have Pokemon battles with all you meet. and he is going to head into the elevator. Oh, and as for the elevator key, one of the Team Flare scientists you've met on your journey has it. Saving everything. The world is suffering. Okay. Man, he has some twisted ideals going on here. We're going to have to deal with the warp panels and all of this stuff. The warp panels on the floor. They're not really like transport, like teleportation panels, but they just make you go across the floor like you were on ice almost. You just kind of spin around and it's a good time. But we're going to stop here because we've reached the 25-minute mark, so we'll save our progress. Next time we will take on Lysandre Labs and see what's up with this hideout, see what's going on. So thank you all for watching, as always, and do not forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, because it does help out a lot, and I will see you all for the next episode. But until then, game on.